In the previous video, we set up the animation montage for our 1911. So we have our fire ADS, fire from the hip, and reload. Now we're going to do the same thing, but set it up for our M1 Carbine. So if we go to our character, FPS, arms, no, animations, M1 Carbine, we're going to right click, go to animation, click animation montage, and select our FPS arms skeleton. So let's give it a name of AM underscore M1 Carbine and open it up. I'm also going to open up the 1911s as a comparison, and never mind, I guess it's just going to want me to switch. So we have our M1 Carbine. Not sure why it's playing that. Okay, I guess that was just a little bug. And now we need to drag out the animations. So we have our ADS fire. We have our hip fire and our reload, like so. So I want to go ahead and replace the preview weapon from the 1911 with the M1 Carbine, like so, and save. So here we can see animations play. So here's our fire ADS, fire hip, and our reload. So those are all set up. Now we need to create these sections. So I'm going to right click on default, new montage section, and call it fire ADS. So we have this guy, and then delete the default. So now I'm going to right click up here, do another one called fire hip, place that right here at the start. So at the beginning of the hip fire, then place another one, call it reload. Place that, oops, right at the beginning of reload. Then we go over to montage sections, and we have all these linked here. What we want to do is we want to hit clear, like so. Then if we hit play, we have our firing animation for that guy. Hit play over here, fire animation for that guy. And here we have the reload animation, and they all loop independently. So they're not playing one, then the other, and repeat. That's why we cleared this over here. So that's very important to remember. So we have our animation montage set up there. Now we need to go and put it in our weapon. So if we go over here to our weapons folder, M1 Carbine, and our M1 Carbine blueprint, we have our FPS arms fire montage. Drop it down. We have our AM M1 Carbine. I need to rename that to arms. So I'm going to rename it real quick. So AM M1 Carbine is now AM underscore arms underscore M1 Carbine. And I want to do the same thing to 1911. We're just going to add an underscore. So underscore arms underscore 1911 and save. So let me double check back in the weapon again. Looks fine. So let's give it a try. We actually need to set ourselves to use it. So I'm going to open up our blueprint classes, player, Nazi zombie character. Starting weapon is going to be our M1 Carbine. The animation does not seem to be playing, so I think it could be due to our blending. So let's look at it. We have our M1 Carbine what do you call this thing? Asset details. Let's compare them to our 1911. So for the 1911, we have a blend time for the blend in of 0.05 and blend out's the same. So let's look at the M1 Carbine. The blend in, oops, is at 0.25. We're going to change that to 0.05. Save and give that a try. It is still not playing, so let's double check that we have everything set up. I'm going to reset the fire montage, like so. Triple check the naming. So we have fire ADS, and fire hip. All right, out of curiosity, from fire hip, I want to change that to reload. Just see what the odds are that that plays, and I just realized what the issue is, so I'm going to cancel this. Oh, too late to cancel. So we need to open up our animation blueprint for our arms. So arms, animation blueprint. Here we have the slot. We need to pretty much do another one of these, but for the M1 Carbine. So in order to do that, I right click, type in slot. Let's see. I need to actually give it some names, don't I? Let's see here. Actually, we might be able to just link it all to the same, can we? Nope. So I'm going to try is just copy and paste and link. Just see what happens. That does not quite look right. So I'm just going to change it back to reload and give it a test and just see if it actually if it will actually play the reload animation for the M1 Carbine. And that'll be kind of the way to dictate whether or not it's working. Okay, so it is. I think just the blend time is what's not quite making it look very good. Because the animation itself is really quite subtle, but it's not playing the full thing. So for the blend out, let's do 0.05 and just see what it looks like. Whoops. So that's a good bit better. But we have some issues going on with the left hand for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. But we at least have the animations playing. I want to do one more quick little test, just using the fire hip. Make sure that's just okay at least. Then I'll look into it farther. So I think it's having an issue with the blending in our animation blueprint. So I'm going to revert this back to 0.025 for the blend out, save it, and I want to stop it there because it's set up. And in the next video, we will try to correct that weird funkiness, kind of pretty much that weird hand animation and stuff like that that's messing up, because that's not the actual animation that's going to be playing. Well, it is, but it's kind of like it's merging with something else. So I will see you in the next one when we fix that.